This is Texans TV.
Today, the Texans begin again, facing the Jacksonville Jaguars at NRG Stadium. With veteran coach Romeo Crennel leading the way, they look to jumpstart their season as they begin divisional play.
Yes, sir.
There seemed to be a great deal of energy and looseness where you expect them to get off to a fast start. Look for a totally different team today.
Go! Hey, this is a family, bro. Have your brothers back in the run game, in the pass game. Have your brother back. Win on three. 1, 2, 3. Win.
First down at the Texans, 16. Watson in the gun, throws downfield to his right. He's got Cooks at the 50-yard line, brought down there. Brandon Cooks, big pass play to get the Texans in business on first down from the Jags 44. Deshaun calls for the ball. Here's the snap. Four-man rush. Watson stands in, throws over the middle, hits Fells across the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Rock and roll. Touchdown, Houston. 44 yards to Darren Fells.
Just found a spot in the zone and put it on him, and Fells just takes it right to the house.
Deshaun takes the snap, firing downfield left sideline, hits Cooks this time, took a shot at the 35-yard line.
Big play by Watson and Cooks for 23 yards.
Two receivers wide side left. Here's the snap. Minshew has some time now. The pocket collapses, and Whitney has him down for a sack. Rock Boys celebrate. Let's party. 3 sacks on the year for Mercilus. He swings it out to Eifert, who's brought down short of the first down at the 8-yard line by Justin Reed.
What a tackle. What a tackle. If you don't make this tackle, he's going to pick up the first down easily. Right now, to this point in the game, the play of the day right here. This is the play of the game.
3.5 to go, third quarter, 13-7 Texans lead. 4th and 1, Jaguars at the Houston 8. Minshew motions out to the left side. It's going to be a wildcat to Robinson, trying to find some room. He might throw it. Adams is there to make the stop, and the ball is out, and the Texans have it. J.J. Watt. The Texans have the rock at the 10-yard line. They turn back the Jaguars on 4th and 1 and hold on to the lead. And Watson fakes the give to David Johnson, steps to his left, throws inside the 5. He has Fuller, he stands up, he runs in, touchdown, Houston. 19 yards to Will for Deshaun Watson.
What an effort on the back end by Will Fuller to not only catch the football, sliding catch, but he slides and comes right up as the defender runs by him and then goes stepping right into the end zone.
3rd down and 15 from the Jacksonville 42-yard line. Minshew in the gun. Here's the snap. Minshew stepping up. Here comes Martin. The ball is out. The Texans have it. And Mercilus fumbles. It's still loose. Adams might have it as the Texans are piling on at the 34-yard line of Jacksonville. And the Texans, who had no takeaways in the first 4 games, have 2 today.
Well, now is when you just go ahead and finish off the Jaguars.
They're going to leave the offense on the field on 4th down.
Yeah, it's right in that kind of gray area in terms of how long the field goal would be.
4th down and 4 at the Jacksonville 28. Split backs, Watson in the gun. Here's the snap to Deshaun. Throws over the middle. Got a man. First down, Cooks. Left side, 15, 10, 5. He's in. Touchdown, Houston on 4th down. 28 yards.
Boy, what a run after the catch. Just froze the defense.
And the Texans have their highest point total of the season, 30.
We see what we can do as an offense and a defense and special team together when we all play together in complementary football. So to be able to get that win just gives you that joy of all that work that you put in throughout the week pays off.
The Texans do it. Romeo Cornell's debut. Houston, after an 0-4 start, bounces back big with its first of the year, a 30-14 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We had a lot of fun today. You know, offense, defense, special teams, everybody pitching in. We had great energy. I thought the fans were great. A great vibe from the fans. It was just a lot of fun.
All phases made a contribution to the victory, And then we had several players who stepped up and did very well. The quarterback played well. The receivers played well. The runners were able to run. The line blocked. Defensively, we were under 100 yards rushing for the first time this season. Got some turnovers, which we hadn't been getting. And so all of those things combined helped us win the game.
First win. Going on division. You got to keep this train rolling. Let's go.
We just got to continue to have fun and continue to build the momentum. Just to keep building and just take it 1 week at a time. That's our mentality. And we're going to go into each game, we're going to get our best, and we're going to get everything that we got each and every week. We got to continue to ride this wave and build on it.
We are ready to rock in Houston. Rock and roll. Touchdown, Texans.
Guess when you think you've seen it all, there's always something else.
Winning is a lot of fun, isn't it? All right, this is Texans 360. I'm your host, Deepi Sidhu. We hope to see lots more wins as the season rolls on under interim head coach Romeo Cornell. As my boss, Mark Vandermeer, always says, winning is better than losing. But you know what? Nothing's going to beat tonight's show other than maybe next week's show. We just get better and better every week. And this week, we are going to sit down with the Texans player the way that we always do. We're going to preview an upcoming matchup with the Tennessee Titans. It's a short week for them, but back-to-back AFC South matchups for your Houston Texans. And of course, we're always out in the community doing good things. This time, it's local high school, so you're not going to want to miss that. But first, I sit down as I always do for the Deep Slant, and this week was no different. We catch up with a player every single week and get their thoughts on the game, on life, social media, you name it. And here's this week's player. All right, time now for the Deep Slant one-on-one presented by Xfinity. Our guest, Whitney Mercilus. Always a pleasure chatting with Big Whit. And how's it going this week, Whitney? I know there's so much has changed since the start of 2020, but how about you personally? How are you heading into week 6?
Yeah, feeling good, actually, especially coming off that win. Always got my head down in the dirt, pretty much just coming in with my hard hat and just making sure we get another win. Focusing on the Tennessee Titans this week.
Well, you're off to a hot start. You got 3 sacks on the season. You lead the team in sacks right now. I know a few years ago, Romeo Cornell said he wanted to get you back to that 2015 season where you were double digits in sacks. And I mean, not to jinx things, but you're kind of on track for that right now. So what's been the difference for you in these last few weeks where you've really gotten to pressure the passer?
Really just being comfortable in my body. The first couple games and whatnot, especially not having preseason and all that, instincts coming back as far as what teams like to do on plays and understanding where the plays might lead to, for me to go get the ball or get the quarterback. That year I got 12 sacks. I didn't have a sack for 5 games.
That's right.
So I remember that completely. So it's just being patient.
Well, you've been here the whole time Romeo Crennel's been here. He's served so many different roles. He's been defensive coordinator. He's been associate head coach. He's been assistant head coach with emphasis on defense. And now he's serving as interim head coach. So how is he different from how he was when he was defensive coordinator? I know you know Rack so well.
I don't think there's really much of a difference. The only difference is now he's overseeing the offense as well, too. So he's not really too heavily focused on defense, even though he's a defensive coach. He comes in every day with the same juice and gets us all pumped up for practice.
Cal McNair said that he really wanted to see the band get back together again, the Rock Boys. I mean, that had to have felt good. You guys came out with quite a few celebrations. Does it feel like it's headed in the right direction?
Oh, for sure, definitely. It showed, especially on Sunday, guys just going out there, flying around, having fun, and just celebrating with each other, congratulating each other over making plays. And one of the bright spots was Terrell Adams. And so it was so exciting for everybody, for him to go in there. When he showed it at practice, but to do it live on Sunday was super, super electrifying, and everybody was super, super happy.
All right, good stuff. Whitney Mercilus on the Deep Slant 101 presented by Xfinity. Love catching up with our Houston Texans players. I love bringing you a side of them that you normally don't see on game day. And you can catch the rest of my interviews on HoustonTexans.com or even on YouTube. They're up on YouTube now, too. So be sure to follow the Deep Slant. And you know what? We've got numbers every single week. Some numbers you may think, this is not an important number. But Mark Vandermeer puts it all in perspective because every number has a meaning. Take a look.
One. Romeo Cornell is the only man in NFL history to win his first 2 games as an interim head coach. He guided the Texans to victory Sunday against the Jaguars and also did so for the Chiefs in December of 2011. 13. J.J. Watt has played against the Titans 13 times. The Texans have been victorious in 10 of those games. Watt has also recorded 17 sacks in those 13 contests. 114.1. That's Deshaun Watson's passer rating in 4 career games against the Titans. He and the Texans have won 3 of those games, and he's tossed 10 touchdowns in that quartet of contests. I'm Mark Vandermeer, and this is By the Numbers, presented by FedEx.
John Harris previews the Tennessee Titans. That's next on Texans 360. Welcome back to the show. Texans 360 rolls on the way it always does. We preview the Texans matchup this week. It's the Tennessee Titans, a big, tall task to overcome, but John Harris breaks it down the way no one else can on this week's Harris Hurry Up.
It's time for the Performance Report, brought to you by Hyundai. And this week, it's time to travel to take on the Tennessee Titans, one of the hottest teams in football since about mid last year. They were sitting at 2-5, replaced Marcus Mariota with Ryan Tannehill, and haven't looked back. It's maybe one of the better teams in all of football, not to mention just the AFC South. They're coming off a tremendous win over the formerly undefeated Buffalo Bills at home on a Tuesday night. Now, they'll play the Texans on a short week, but it's a hot football team and a very, very good football team that's gotten better every single week. They're undefeated for a reason. Why? Well, offensively, they don't hit you with just the king, Derrick Henry. They hit you with a vaunted passing attack led by quarterback Ryan Tannehill, tight end Jonnu Smith, receiver A.J. Brown, and potentially back for the Texans game would be Corey Davis, who had an excellent start to the year. Oh, and don't let me forget Adam Humphries as well. They've got a lot of weapons in that offense in the pass catcher group. And up front, Texans may not face a better offensive line all year long than the one they're going to see in Tennessee. So offensively, from midway through 2019 till now, they've gone from being less than average to maybe one of the top 5 offenses in the entire league. How will the Texans defense stop them? It's going to be tough, and it's going to take a team effort. On the Titans defense, well, there are a few names that you know. Jadeveon Clowney, you remember him? Yeah, well, he's there. Jonathan Joseph, you remember him? Well, he's there as well. Now, J. Joe's not what he was back in 2011, but he's still a capable corner who's doing good things for this Titans defense. Jeffrey Simmons was out against the Bills. He's on the COVID list. Will he be back? That's a major question for the Titans defense against this Texans offense. But at linebacker, Jayon Brown, Rashaan Evans, excellent players. Kevin Byard's one of the better safeties in the league, and Malcolm Butler at corner is one of the better corners in this league. That defense, though, can give up some points and yards. Remember week 15 last year, where that secondary had to try to cover all 3 Texans receivers. They didn't do a great job of it. And they've got about the same group back there this year. So what happens on Sunday in Nashville, where 2 AFC South teams take the field? It's going to be exciting, no doubt. Where the undefeated Titans take on a Texans team that's rejuvenated after Romeo Crennel stepped in as interim head coach. This should be a fun one on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. That's your Performance Report.
All right, now let's switch gears, sort of. I had a chance to catch up with Jim Wyatt for this week's Enemy Sideline. He covers the Tennessee Titans for the team. What's the season been like for them? Here's what Jim had to say. Coming off that big win that Tennessee had against Buffalo, what's the mood of the team? How are you feeling? I know it's just been a very uncertain time there in Nashville.
Deepi, thanks for having me on. It has been crazy. I mean, you go 16 days in the middle of a season without playing. The Titans had 2 games rescheduled. Obviously, the game against Buffalo was moved from Sunday to Tuesday, but had the bye week reshuffled. Team didn't get to practice a lot during that stretch. They had kind of 1 full practice leading up to the Bills game. And guys were doing things on Zoom and really working out on their own. I don't want to say there was a defeated feeling in town, because I think people kind of kept with this team, but there weren't, stayed with this team, even though there was a lot of chatter going on nationally about the Titans and their handling of the COVID. I think a lot of people were almost willing to concede a loss.
According to Next Gen Stats presented by AWS, Derrick Henry is fast. He ranks 2nd in the NFL with 25 carries that are 15 miles per hour or faster. And that's with 1 less game. So he's second to just Kyler Murray, who has 25. So how much does Tannehill's success have to be credited to the fact that Derrick Henry brings the speed and power to the game?
I think they really do go hand in hand. I think Derrick Henry benefits from having a guy like Ryan Tannehill be able to throw the ball down the field. And there's no question that Ryan Tannehill benefits from having a guy like Derrick Henry that's getting a lot of attention from defenses. Derrick Henry is a phenomenal athlete. He's fast, as you mentioned. He's also really strong. And the Titans are going to continue to ride him throughout the course of the season.
Jim, great sitting down and chatting with you. And let's do it again a little bit later on this season.
Sounds good. Hope you have a good week. Thank you.
The Texans partnered with Reliant to do some good things in the community. That's next on Texans 360. Welcome back to Texans 360. And this year, a lot of people have been impacted by COVID and everything going on around the world. And locally, high schools have been no exception. So the Houston Texans partnered up with Reliant to do some good for some local high school programs. Take a look.
The makeup of our school is probably about 65-35 Black Hispanic population. A lot of kids here live with their grandparents. It's not one of the richest areas in town, as you may know. It's an area of poverty.
We are an economically disadvantaged campus. We currently have a little bit over 1,200 students and student athletes. A lot of those students and student athletes are actually on free and reduced lunch. 80% of the campus is on free and reduced lunch.
We serve low-income, underserved communities, and we offer kids an opportunity through our corporate work study program who covers the majority of their tuition. So in a sense, it's almost a free private school education.
Worthing High School is made up of a diverse group of kids from the southeast side of Houston, Texas. One of the few things that they're lacking is the resources to be able to be successful. And with the help of the Touchdown Club and the Houston Texans reaching out to the school, I feel that these kids have a strong chance of being successful.
Well, the Touchdown Club was founded in 1966. The purpose is to promote football in the city of Houston, or greater Houston, and on the high school, college, and pro levels. And we've been trying to do that ever since. And we became a 501c3. And with that, we're able to raise money tax-free and have helped area high schools.
One of the primary needs that we needed to address was just trying to level the playing field with our guys compared to other teams. Needs such as girdles, cleats. We've had several occasions on last year where the complete bottom came off of a cleat and we've had to tape it together to finish the game.
Having the PPE equipment to be able to combat COVID and reduce the risk so that our kids can continue to train, and I feel like it's just been such a blessing, and I'm just grateful to be able to have the resources now to be able to really make things happen for our students.
For the Touchdown Club and the Texans to come in and help us to rebuild this school. Right now, Worthing is a school that in the past was failing, but now we're soaring with our test scores. At one point, scared that we were going to get closed down, but now we're an IB early college program.
I noticed in February that it was going to be a pretty rough year. We were having trouble getting college coaches to commit to come and speak to us like we have had it since 1966. And it wasn't their choice. They were being told by their school presidents, their athletic directors, we've got a quarantine going on and we can't have you going to Houston and speaking. So I contacted Adrian Sachs with the foundation that the Texans have. And I followed up with a letter to the Texans and I said, we may or may not be what you're looking for, but I truly think that with our scholarship program, our weight room program, there's all sorts of things that we do that we think fit hand in glove with the Texans and their community efforts.
My message to the Texans and the Touchdown Club is that we are so grateful here at Phyllis Wheatley High School for you all guys selecting us to receive this grant and those donations. It's going to take our kids a long way.
Ultimately, from the bottom of my heart, I can only say thank you.
Coming up, the Texans went virtual with Campeón de la Comunidad. That's next on Texans 360. Welcome back. It's the final segment of Texans 360. This show has gone really, really fast. Well, the Houston Texans are always out in the community, as you've seen earlier, but it hasn't stopped the work that they've done virtually. Check this out.
The Houston Texans recently held a virtual reception to honor the winner and finalists of the 2020 Houston Texans Campeón de la Comunidad Award, presented by Miller Lite. This award recognizes outstanding Latino leaders who are making a difference in Houston. Winner Maria Aguirre is the Director of Community Initiatives for Avenue. In her honor, the Texans and Miller Lite donated $20,000 to Avenue to support working families. 2 finalists were also recognized at the event. Mia Garcia of Combined Arms and Joe Gonzalez of Zoe's Angels each received $2,500 donations to their nonprofits from the Texans and Miller Lite. Texans President Jamie Roots and J. Frank Hernandez of Miller Lite joined the virtual reception to congratulate Maria, Mia, and Joe for all they've done. The Texans and Miller Lite salute you. Thank you for being a campeón.
What a great show. What a great week. Hope to keep the positive vibes and the winning going on and on and on. But you know what? That's going to do it for our show tonight. I got to give a special thanks to Tyler Suddarth, Tyler Marcotte, all of you out there watching. Stay safe and go Texans.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.